audience. We just thank you for coming. We welcome you back to another TSLE WLI podcast where we empower, where we inspire, where we help you to reach your greatness in life. I am your host, Coach Teon Singletary, the motivator of excellence. And today we got a very powerful conversation lined up for you. And today I am honored to be joined by someone who is making a major impact in a big way. Dr. Angelo is a speaker, an author, and a thought leader. And he also has 3 published books. Yes, I said it, 3 published books. Who's known for providing tangible tools and strategies to overcome trauma and create a resilient mindset. But more importantly, this is someone who understands what it means to grow, to lead, and to overcome. So, Dr. Angelo, welcome to the TSLE WL podcast. Come join me on the stage, my friend.
Thank you for having me, Coach Singletary. It's such an honor to be on your show, and I share that energy that you bring. You just spark me up 2 notches up, so I'm ready to go. Thank you.
All right, now if you spark up, I'm gonna be sparked up too, and now we can be here forever.
Thank you again. Yes.
Yeah, no problem. So let's go ahead and get started and get right into it. Can you share with us your journey with, and then also like what are some defining moments that shape who you are today?
Yeah, my beginnings go way back, but I'll kind of overshadow and bring us kind of in a synopsis where you won't have to be bored or saying this guy get to the point. But I come from a history of trauma, if you will, and my trauma began early on as a child with abuse, the abandonment of my father, and then growing up into poverty-stricken environment where I was considered destined to fail by statistics, if you will, know, a single mom raising 3 kids in the housing projects of Portsmouth, Virginia, no father, and then the abuse and the abandonment, all coupled with trauma. And so unbeknown to me then, did I understand this process of what I call today transformation, if you will. And when we talk about transformation, all of us can say that we are continuously transforming into something. And so from my humble beginnings, I didn't know much about trauma. I just knew bad things happen to good people sometimes. Right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. So living through the years of trying to figure out some type of pathway, some type of how to overcome some challenges, how to come back from some setbacks, as a young person growing up, it can be very daunting and confusing. Yes. And so a lot of things that as growing up into a young man, my relationships suffered, my ability to trust people, my own confidence and courage to do the things to be able to move forward after major setbacks, particularly in trauma. So where that kind of brings me today is the moment of transformation really began into full blossom about 20 years ago when I was convicted as a felon.
Okay.
So, it was then where I was able to, because I was in a very stricken situation where I couldn't work for 7 years, unemployed, had all of these credentials, did a year of house arrest, right? And then dealt with alcoholism for 7 years. It was that moment, that transformation, which I had already not understood, but had been exposed to at an earlier age, had that ticker going off about what do I do now? And I think what happens, and and that we'll probably talk as we go on is when people are thinking about their own trauma, their own setback, and how do we manage this trauma and
How do we
create
manage
this
it?
resilient mindset so
Uh-huh.
that we can continue move on with our own transformation, because I
Uh,
feel that all of us are going through or will go through some type of transformation where we're trying to get from one place to the next.
Interesting. That's that's powerful right there. And your story is not just your story, it's someone else survival guide or survival kit that they can be able to put together, grab some insights and techniques from you and put it into their own toolbox. So
Yeah.
with that, let's dig a little bit more deeper with this,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like with all the trauma and everything that you have built and learned from the trauma, like what is the message or mission, what if we say that you are most passionate about right now?
Yeah. So trauma never goes away. It's manageable.
Okay. Okay.
And so through my years of working and helping people um, go through their trauma and learn how to recover,
Uh
I
huh.
have them to understand that it doesn't go away, but it's manageable. And so what I teach and what I talk about a lot of times are coping and survival skills. These coping skills that we generate from our own self-direction, right? About where we would like to go and how we can manage our own trauma. Mental health illness is the umbrella, but then you have your depression, your anxiety,
Okay.
your bipolar, your all of those things that affect the mental awareness, trauma being in the forefront. And can I share something with you just
Please.
recently? Because I do some work, contract work over at the prison,
Uh
a
huh.
federal prison up here where I live, and the statistics are so alarming about trauma. As of 2026, the World Health Organization came out with statistics that 70%, 70% of the global population have or will experience a traumatic event. And
That's
so,
yep.
and that's,
I can
yeah.
see that. I can see
So,
that.
so if you take 10 people, seven either have already experienced
Oh,
or
will.
will experience a trauma event based off where
Okay.
we're living today.
Okay.
So what does that do for the population, and how do we try to equip ourselves when we are exposed to trauma? And instead of just laying down and saying there's nothing that I can do, there's plenty of things that we can do, but we have to learn the mechanisms to be able to manage it, because like I said before, it doesn't go away. In fact, it resurfaces, and it resurfaces throughout your path of transformation. And the key would be is to how do I manage it that best suits my path so I can gain access to those things that I want and desire.
Okay. 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 So I love that, and let me highlight this for our listeners a little bit. Trauma never goes away, but it's manageable. And
Yes.
what we have to do, we have to equip ourselves with the right mechanisms. Am I saying that correctly?
Absolutely, coach.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So what we're saying is information informs, but application transforms.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So
I
let's
love
talk
that.
real movement. Hey,
Yeah.
right, right. Let's talk
Yes.
real
I love
movement.
that.
Yeah. So, what challenges or obstacles did you have to overcome to get where you are today with the trauma and learning the right mechanisms in order to help you to cope
Yeah.
and move in the right direction?
Yeah. Thank you for that. Great question. There's three words that stick out very strongly, and I want your listeners to take these in consideration as they're looking at themselves and trying to figure out some own pathway. Three things. courage, right? That courage and to become fearless, like, to look
Mm.
at your situation and say, older people say things like, this too shall pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is just a passing zone.
Yep.
This
Yep.
shall be in the past. But
Yep.
many people lack the courage, right,
Mm.
to take those things or address it, to even face it, and
Mm.
nevertheless to take the step to move forward. The
Okay.
second thing is will, right? My grandmother used to
Okay.
say, where there's a will, you will
There's a
find
way.
a way, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because that leads right into the last word, which is desire. So let
Mm.
me say something about will and desire, because this is what I did. This is
Okay.
truly what I did, right? Because as you all know, motivation only goes but so far,
Short
right?
term.
Intention is what gets you what you want, right? Because
Mm.
when we intend to do something, we create this platform of strength, right? That gives us the courage and has us the will, but the desire that's burning. See, desire overrules everything, because when I really want something, you do whatever it takes.
Uh.
That means
Uh.
you place yourself into the fire zone,
Uh.
right?
In the
And then the
pit.
courage and everything else goes forward. So those
Okay.
three things sort of stick out that I use, because I always had some level of courage, but there was a little apprehension along
Okay.
with some
Okay.
embarrassment,
Okay.
along with some shame and doubt and all that kind
Yep.
of stuff. But because these are things that go on, but once you have that will and create the desire,
Mm.
you're unstoppable.
Mm. Mm.
You're unstoppable. Nothing and no one can stop you.
Mm. Mm.
And
That
that's
right
what I
there.
did. Yeah,
That right there is what people need to hear right there.
yeah,
The
yeah,
courage, will, desire.
yep.
Uh, but I think the overarching thing is you got to be intentional.
Got to be
Intentional
intentional.
action wins the day. So you have the desire. Now, with that desire, a time for you to take action.
And
Right?
time for
Take
you to take
action.
action. That's right.
Yeah, take
Just like
action.
people say, just like the whole notion of when, and I, people, this is always said, knowledge is power. Knowledge is potential power. It means nothing until you apply it. We know that.
Say so. Say so. Say so, somebody.
Yes, sir. I mean, you listen, I know
Yeah.
some very brilliant people,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
but they're lazy as hell. Excuse my language,
Yeah.
right?
I got you. I
Because they
got
they
you.
don't they don't apply what they know
Uh huh.
into their intention. And
Yep.
when
You're
you
right.
don't put that into intention, it's useless. Like having faith without work.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Faith without works is dead. It is
Useless and
dead.
dead. That is correct.
I mean, and the more you talk about that, it's like your struggle is not a setback, but it's a setup for the next level. It's a setup for your comeback, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
now let's bring this home for the listeners. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is one thing, or things, or two things? And you kind of speak about it already. But what is
Yeah.
one or two things that someone can start doing today to move forward in their life?
Yeah. Start to look at what you can do. Like I never envisioned myself as a writer, but I knew I had a story,
Uh huh.
right? So I said, well, you know what? While I'm confined, when I'm trying to figure things out, why don't I start? Many people journal. Mine began as a journaling, right? And I
Mm,
began to write about my pain. I began to
mm,
write about how I could possibly come back if I did A, B, and C.
uh,
And that writing, taking that initial step,
yep.
became an intention for me, because once I
Wow.
realized that my story could resonate and help somebody,
Yep.
my intention changed for everything. Then I said, I can write some more books. I can put everything I went through. I can make the intention come to possible, and I can help other people's do what they can do. Many people are sitting on information and stories, but they're still afraid. They don't have the courage.
Mm,
Now, let me say something. It's understandable, because when trauma sits in, trauma has taken out a lot of people's wellness. It have you thinking that you cannot do something. And
mm,
trauma is whether it's in a severe or mild or almost impossible form, it have people thinking they can't do it. So
Mm,
what I began to do was write. And so I
mm,
ended up writing every situation that I went through the years. I just wrote a book about it. I figured if somebody's going through this and probably worse, let me put it on paper and maybe one or two things they can take away. And that so my message is here. That's clear. That if you have had something that's lingering that you've been wanting to do, right?
uh-huh,
You have a specific talent, you have a
uh-huh,
skill set, but you haven't taken an initial step. I want you to think about why you began something. What was your initial intention? You say you wanted to write a song, you wanted to be a speaker, you wanted to be an author, you wanted to be a dancer, you wanted to start a business, but you didn't have the intention. Why do you want to start the business? I want to be financially independent. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to work for myself. That's intention. And out
mm,
of intention becomes the steps that are needed: will, desire, and courage that follows that, because those things go
okay,
way beyond
okay,
motivation.
okay, okay. All right, so let me make that plain. Be intentional with your writing, right? Because with writing, it helps you. When we say writing, I mean reflection, right? Awareness is key. So being able to write and journal your thoughts, put it on paper so that you can see it clearly. It helps you to be able to understand the path forward. So, the question that he shared with us that we can ask is, what was your initial intentions? Man, that's a
Mm-hmm.
powerful question to get you thinking and get you reflecting on what is needed for the future. So
Yeah.
yeah. So with that, it's like
Mm-hmm.
clarity creates confidence,
Yes.
like that courage, right? And
Yes. Yes.
confidence creates action,
That's right.
right? So it's
That's
like
right.
it all comes back full.
That's right.
That's powerful there, man.
Yeah.
You share
Yeah.
with the courage and the will and the action.
Yeah.
So thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that with us earlier, because that's
Yeah.
something that we can apply. We can apply a little
Yeah.
bit more courage today. We can
And I
apply a little bit more
also,
will and a desire today.
yeah, and also to just add a snippet there, my intention was to make sure that what happened to me, people knew that that wasn't me.
Mm.
So I went from, I did the opposite. So when you hear stories, you say, "Oh, this guy was in prison. Now he's a lawyer and a PhD." I went from PhD to convicted felon. I,
Wow.
I
Wow.
did the that wasn't my intention, but that was the reversal. That's how it happened.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So with
Wow.
that, this intention to bring awareness and consciousness
Uh-huh.
about who I really am as a person is
Okay.
the desire and will to put it down so that people can read and hear me talk about this, and they'll say, "Oh, that happened to him, but that's not him. I heard him. I read his book." That when it becomes the power of intention.
Ah, wow. You know, that brings up another question. So that you could talk a little bit more about what you just shared there about your story, your past,
Yeah,
and you learn from that mistake, that failure, and
yeah,
it catapults you to the next level in your life. So,
yeah.
what does living life of purpose means to you now?
Yeah. Um, Protecting my peace.
I like it. I like it. I like
Woo!
it. I like it.
Man, you
So
got me on
important.
fire, baby. I'm telling you. I, because for me, and I don't know who else have felt this way or need to hear this, that when you protect your peace, it
Yes.
is your domain. It
Yes.
is your castle. It is your
Yes.
firewall,
Mm.
and it puts you in interconnecting to the intention.
Uh,
And listen, I don't want to sound academic, but that's real, right?
right.
Because
Yes.
the more you can protect your peace,
Uh-huh.
you safeguard your life.
You do. You do.
And when you
You do.
safeguard your life, it puts you in a platform to be able to be endless possibilities in what you want to do.
Mm.
I hope
Wow.
that answered it.
Oh, you did. It did. It did. Look, I'm trying not to be fired up here. Because that's what the TSLE WI is all about, right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being intentional, like I felt the passion and the purpose from your
Yeah.
words and your
Yeah.
energy of how you just share that, and it's
Yeah.
very important because living with intention and purpose is very
Yes.
powerful.
Yes.
And it was the turning point for my life was
Mm-hmm.
being more intentional with my life and
Mm-hmm.
journaling
Mm-hmm.
and writing so I
Mm-hmm.
connect with you. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly how my personal growth plan started was
Yes.
me being intentional with my actions,
Yeah.
intentional with what I was thinking, what I was
Mm-hmm.
saying,
Mm-hmm.
what I was
Mm-hmm.
doing, my
Mm-hmm.
action, like
Mm-hmm.
all that counts, and it plays a part on really living your true life purpose and
Yes.
protecting yourself.
Yes. And
Like,
bringing clarity and bringing
yes, with the,
clarity.
yes,
Yes.
yes, it does. So it's like, wow, he
Yeah.
is
You
speaking
yes.
my language right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So with that, with this high energy that we have, let's talk about peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and skip the valleys
Okay.
and
All
focus
right.
on the biggest peak in your
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
so that we can really celebrate you. So, what would you say has been one of the biggest peak moment in
Yeah.
your life or journey right now?
Yeah. When I committed to forgiving
Ooh,
and when I forgave myself, right? And
yes,
others. When I forgave myself,
yes,
I let go and I let God.
yep,
And what that did was it took me to a pinnacle of consciousness that I never thought I could go because I had to let go of a whole lot of things that had happened. I had to
mm,
first forgive myself and then forgive others. Has nothing directly pointed to money, status, titles, but it's about forgiveness. And when you
wow,
forgive yourself and
wow,
forgive others who may have caused harm to you, you
mm-hmm.
allow yourself to be a part of the universe, right?
Ah,
That's continuously transcending, right,
ah,
into an upward level.
ah,
And that regardless, you can take away all the credentials, you can take everything away.
yep,
But when I protect my peace, when I
mm,
forgive myself and
mm.
forgive others, I am definitely infinite in my potential.
Ooh, ooh. You know, man, look, you speak my language, man. Like, the
Yeah,
turning point in my life was when I did just that.
yeah,
When I practiced the art of forgiveness
yes,
with myself, forgiving myself, and then
yeah,
forgiving those who had harmed me, and I
that's
had
right.
hatred in my heart.
Yep.
When the moment when I decided to forgive myself, ask for forgiveness, and to forgive others,
Mm.
there was
Priceless,
there was a shift,
priceless. That's right.
and there was a new joy that entered into my life that comes from one person and one being only, God.
The
And
master
that was
of the master. Yes.
the master of the universe,
The
right, man?
sovereign peace. Yeah.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's
So
right.
anyone that's out there and you
Yeah.
struggling or you stuck and you don't know why, it could be this forgiveness piece because that's what it
Mm-hmm.
was for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just walking over it, looking over it.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I did that, my life changed.
Absolutely.
My life changed immediately. So
Yep.
let's celebrate that. That's
Yes.
powerful, man. And it shows what's possible with
Yes.
commitment,
Yeah.
faith, and consistent action. Man,
Yeah. Yeah.
man.
Because you know that the catalyst piece to that ending part is that when I let go and let God, the He in the universe will manage my trauma.
Yep,
Right,
that's
right.
it.
You will find a way to manage that trauma when you have let go, let God, and
Yep.
forgiving those. You will learn a way to save your peace, but also manage your trauma.
Uh, uh.
Yeah,
Whew.
yeah, Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, but we gotta start wrapping this up here soon. I could go all day with this one.
Me
Uh,
too. Yeah.
right, right. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure that our audience can stay in contact with you or to connect with
Yes.
you after this.
Yes.
So where
Okay.
can people find you and anything
Yeah.
you are working on right now that we
Yeah.
should support you with?
Yeah. So you can go to, first of all, my social media is Dr. Angelo Reynolds, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all that stuff, YouTube. And then my website is Dr. Dr. AngeloReynolds.com, my name. So that's Dr. straight through AngeloReynolds.com. You'll see the website there. You'll see the books there. You'll see how to get in contact with us. And you'll see we haven't put our speaking tour up for summer, but shortly we'll have it up. But if you want to get in direct contact, just send us an email. In fact, we love for you to join our email list. So send us an email, right? So we can send you information about things that we're doing and that we're planning to do. Because this is about an alliance. This is how we grow.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
this is how we grow. This is how we grow.
Yeah. And I thank you, Coach. I really do, for having me on and your
Uh-huh.
audience and listening, because one of the most important things that helped me in the beginning was somebody just listening,
Ah,
even if they didn't know what to say. If they just sat there and just listened to me, was priceless. Yeah.
ah, wow,
Yeah.
wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Reynolds.
No, thank
I
you.
appreciate you, man. I appreciate you so much. And friends, you just heard it today. Growth is intentional. Purpose is personal. And your next level requires what? Action. So if this episode added value to you, share it with someone, subscribe to the podcast, and visit www.tslewli.com. So you are not waiting on the opportunity. The opportunity is waiting on you to take action and to take action right now. I am Coach Teon Singletary, the motivator of excellence, and we want you to stay empowered, to stay inspired, and to live within your greatness. And guess what? I love you, and there's nothing, and I mean nothing, you can do about it. Take care. Continue to shine your light bright, my friends. We love you. Peace. We gotta go. Visit our website at www.teonsingletary.com to learn more about what we do. Again, that is www.teonsingletary.com. We want to see you succeed in life. Are you ready? How are you doing, great people? It is your boy, Coach Teon Singletary, the host of the TSLE WLI. And if you don't know what that stands for, then guess what? You better stand by. Teon Singletary Leadership Empowerment, weekly live inspiration. Here to empower you, here to inspire you, here to help you reach your greatness. Why? Because you are greatness made from greatness. Subscribe to the podcast right now and share with a friend. This podcast is designed to help you reach your full potential. I will provide you special trainings for you and will have guest speakers to inspire you. All you have to do is join me. As Executive Director of the John Maxwell team and one of the prodigies of the Les Brown Power Voice Academy, I will provide you the ingredients that you need to make your success story. And the greatest story ever told is your story. We just have to do what my mentor, my friend John Maxwell says. We have to live intentionally. Subscribe to the podcast right now and share with a friend. Will you join me as we change our world together? Visit the website at www.teonsingletary.com for your free gift. Continue to be great in you and be great in the things that God has inspired you to be, do, and have in this thing we call life. Coach Teon Singletary signing off. Thank you for listening to this episode. I pray and hope that it provided you the ingredients you need to live your best life with excellence.